Most people are eating vegetables completely wrong. They're throwing spinach into their salad thinking that they're being healthy, but they're actually wrecking their gut.
But here's the deal. If you do not prepare your greens properly, you can block your mineral absorption.
Welcome to our kitchen. So we're in our kitchen today because we're here to show you our favorite go-to bone broth lunch. We make this almost, every single day?
At least every other day.
Yeah.
So first of all, it's gonna take no time because in our fast-paced life, we now eat about 95% of all meals in home, unless we're traveling. What we like to do is actually source our bone broth from a regenerative agriculture. So it's grass-fed, we're supporting our regenerative systems.
The local regenerative systems. So today we're showing you how to make bone broth a mineral-rich, gut-healing, longevity lunch. And we're gonna tell you about every ingredient that's in there and why we put it in there.
I guess I'm gonna start cooking.
Okay, so first things first, we are cooking from a ceramic-derived pot. This doesn't have a non-stick film like most pots and pans. They market it to you like it's the best thing since sliced bread, which is also kind of a lie. But basically it has long-lasting chemicals. As you heat it up, it gets absorbed into your food. So you wanna look for something like cast iron or ceramic to be cooking your meals in.
The next part, today we're gonna be cooking venison bone broth. Yeah, so normally we love using regenerative farms and supporting local farmers, but we are on the go. We are leaving this Friday, so we've got our kettle and fire venison bone broth. What's cool about it, it only has...
Oh. You opened it.
What's cool about this is it only has very limited ingredients. So there's a venison bone broth, there's onions, carrots, apple cider vinegar, sea salt, bay leaves, thyme, black pepper, and sea salt. It's a very simple ingredient, and then we're actually gonna enrich it with much more. Alrighty, so now it's time to put it in. Especially when we're on the go, again, like I mentioned, it's really quick meal. We love having pre-made bone broths because it does give you the base, and then we're gonna add quite a few other ingredients. They're gonna enrich it. This is what's gonna bring it the nutrient, the density, as well as the absorption, because we are using the water and heat for things like spinach, for example. It's high on oxalates. So if you eat spinach without any sorts of heating component to it, you may think you're healthy, but it's actually can be toxic to your body. So we really look at those things as well.
Put simple, there's certain vegetables that are like poisonous if you eat them and you don't cook them.
Kale, spinach.
Yeah, that's what he means by the oxalates. When your body digests it, that's what's like poisoning to your body.
And it's what's protecting the plants. And so, you know, what plants do, right? They need a protection mechanism. And obviously this one, unfortunately, doesn't bypass by us. And by the way, raspberries too. When I heard that, I love fresh raspberries.
Yeah.
And so I now eat blackberries and blueberries, which we'll make another video on a proper dessert as well. We both love onions and garlic, who doesn't? And so we're gonna add some garlic, especially for the soup. I mean, it's antiviral, antibacterial. This is the good old grandmom recipe, by the way. I come from Czech Republic and from this little town in the middle of mountains, and anytime we would start getting sick, first thing first, mama or grandmom says, just get some garlic, get some soup, get a bone broth, put some vitamins and minerals through other veggies, and next day you feel better.
I'm so embarrassed. I didn't organize the fridge before we did this, and you're gonna see an unfiltered fridge. Welcome to our unfiltered fridge. We're gonna grab out some fresh ingredients here. We've got some bok choy, some cilantro, some dill. Do you want the mushrooms?
Yeah.
Lion's mane. Do you want the scallions?
We can do maybe two. Frozen stuff. So, honey, do you feel like doing artichokes, broccoli, spinach?
Definitely
Is that
the
good enough?
spinach. Maybe not the broccoli today.
You sure?
Yeah.
You can have more greens in there.
No, let's do the spinach and the artichokes and all of the bok choy. So yummy.
Okay. So are you saying you're not a fan of broccoli today?
Not in my soup.
Huh, that's good to know.
You're putting in the chopped spinach, and as you mentioned, spinach needs to be heated.
Yep, so we are putting spinach in. And what's cool too is because the spinach is already frozen, you can gain a lot more water with it too, because obviously every single one of these have water. So I sometimes, instead of adding water to it, I just let all the veggies do the same. So I forgot about lemon and apple cider. See, apple cider vinegar, I mean, we have this amazing brand from Willie's. They're organic, from local, small or smaller, farm, and it's the ultimate probiotic. And so the acidic stuff actually pulls the nutrient out of all of the veggies. So lemon and also apple cider vinegar is always something I add into soups.
Artichokes are essential for your bile flow, which helps your detox pathways, which basically means that it makes it easier for your body to absorb fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K.
And also what's amazing is, I mean, we use different bile supplements that we actually eat before the soup, which we'll show you as well. But this is kind of what the nature does, right? So there's nothing better than like in your food, have a complete whole meal, because each and every aspect of it is what, 100, 200 years ago we were eating. And so we're not trying to reinvent the wheel, we're actually coming back to nature.
Okay, so in the meantime, it looks like you put in some microgreens. Garlic's going in. This is a natural antimicrobial and it supports your immune resilience. So this is why the grandmoms always use garlic. Microgreens are supporting your detox enzyme. So this again is great for your gut. Lion's mane is amazing for neuron growth. Lion's mane is all about brain repair, memory function. It's really good for your brain. Bok choy is rich in calcium, magnesium, vitamin K, and vitamin C, so helping direct the calcium into your bones rather than your arteries. Dill is amazing for digestive support, reduces bloating, eases gas, supports your stomach. So again, another one that's great for your gut. So next is cilantro. This is amazing for supporting natural detox pathways, encouraging bile flow. It naturally aids the body in detox as well. We've got low heat on while we're letting all the vegetables simmer.
We also like to add, this is where, we still love some carbs. I mean, it's called the angel hair, and it only has 1 gram of net carbs. So if you are more ketogenic, this is, the way to go. It's definitely much better than, most of gluten-free stuff is with brown rice or quinoa, and, that can be bad for your gut. And so we still want to have something, right? So this is kind of, we're still humans, and sometimes we add things that are maybe on a borderline, they're not super healthy, but like we want to enjoy ourselves as well. That's the key to this. So sometimes when we cook regular meal, we may cook things on ghee and get the onions, simmer first. But on this one, I actually like to add it at the end because then it still has that crunchiness. Now we're gonna start going into spices, and we're gonna start going into the final little taste off. So first thing first, lemon.
No, don't do it like that. The seeds. Use a strainer when you do the lemon if you don't like the seeds like me.
A little bit of apple cider. And now, my favorite part, time for some organic ginger. This is a great way to make it taste better, but also, obviously, ginger is amazing for digestion, fighting different viruses.
What's up?
This is onion powder, a little bit of garlic powder, and then, of course, turmeric.
Turmeric is one of the best anti-inflammatory. So if you have autoimmune or you're feeling bloated, it's one of those things that's so healing for the body.
Sage, thyme, and onion. I love using herbs. It's my signature little flavoring.
Yeah, so when you buy bone broth that's not already enriched with flavor, because you want to make sure, like, a lot of bone broths have so much added sodium, so much added flavor. So you really want to make sure that you're able to curate and kind of have control over your bone broth. So that's why important picking a base that's pretty clean is really important, and then you can enrich it with what you're putting in.
The next part is ghee, which is one of the most nutrient-dense fat. It's a healthy fat, but also you can cook it at a high heat, which is incredible because unlike olive oil, which we actually end with, we're gonna put the olive oil when it's not boiling, because olive oil can be carcinogenic, and olive oil is amazing, high on polyphenols and so forth. But if it's not done properly, you obviously, again, can do harm with something that's so good.
So ghee can withstand up to 450 degrees, whereas olive oil is, you get like the max at like 375. So you never want to cook with olive oil or butter or Pam or anything like that. If you're, making eggs or whatever you are making, make sure you're using ghee, or what's even better than ghee is beef tallow.
Alrighty, so we are complete. We're just gonna add some chopped onions for flavor and a little bit of scallions.
And can we please add the hemp hearts?
Hemp?
The hemp hearts.
What is that?
These. The hemp hearts.
Why that?
They're so yummy in the soup.
Really?
So these are high in magnesium and copper and omega-3s, and they're kind of just, I don't know, they give it a little bit of texture, which I love.
So now this is pretty much complete. We switch it up depending on the day, what we're into, also what we're dealing with. We like to listen to our intuition because our bodies are always telling us, what do you have taste for, so to speak. And so then we just put it into our soup. Now this makes such an easy meal. At the end, we just add olive oil, and then sometimes we love the A2 cheese. Cheese is not good for everyone. For some, it can wreck your gut, but a really good quality cheese can be good for you. You just have to check with your obviously personalized health if you can handle that. Well, it's time to serve.
So come cook this meal with us. Here's what you're gonna need. You're gonna need angel hair pasta. You're gonna need onions, scallions, hemp hearts, lemon, frozen spinach.
A few garlics. We're also gonna need ghee, ginger, turmeric, sage, thyme. This is optional, but that's part of the spices.
We put in some hemp hearts, some pak choy, some cilantro. And don't worry, and of course you're gonna need your bone broth, but don't worry if you don't have all of these ingredients. We kind of like to interchange what we have in our fridge, depending on what we have in our fridge. We also put lion's mane.
Funny story, you can literally put anything into this that obviously go with it. When I was professional cyclist, I was out by myself and I didn't have grandma or mom to cook for me. And this is how I learned how to cook. We didn't have much in the fridge. So we were like, how do we mix and mingle all these different things together and make it still taste good? Well, this is it. But on top, it actually is perfect and for your health.
Yeah, and I didn't really grow up eating a lot of soups, so when Pablo introduced this recipe to me, I loved it, and it's literally one of our favorite things, and our kids love it too.
Well,
we're having a quick counter meal because you gotta go get our kids from school.
So there's the olive oil, and then optional, we love sometimes cheese, and then maybe you can explain that.
Yeah, so before we eat, we like to give ourselves some fermented foods like sauerkraut or kimchi, and this really just helps with building your gut probiotics. And yeah, so really this meal shouldn't take you that long when you make it. It should be pretty quick when you're not doing a tutorial. It's
usually 10 to 15 minutes that literally this takes. And
I think sometimes even less. It's one of the quickest meals that you can make. And it feels so good in your stomach when you're eating it.
Well, and before we actually start eating, we like to charge the food.
Oops, I forgot.
We do something very simple. Everything is based on water. Water can carry information based on Dr. Emoto. And what we've been doing is we just put our hands over the food, and then you just connect to the food as if it's your best friend, and you visualize this swirling motion left and right. Just sense it all reactivating. And we like to say, thank you, food. Thank you for our health, for being together. Thank you for listening to us, and we'll see you again.
Gratitude or breathing in through your heart, HeartMath Institute always has studied that just these few moments of coming into coherence is what allows your DNA to relax, and for the coils to relax and to actually have your genetics express at their highest DNA potential. So this is more than just charging the food. It's giving yourself a moment to be present, come back to yourself, come into a coherent space of joy and gratitude, because those are the things that help rewire for positivity. It helps rewire your brain neurons so that you start seeing more positive things in your world. So overall, it's a really, really positive ritual, you could say, to add into your day. And then knowing that it happens right before you eat, normally morning, midday, and night, is also a really cool way to implement and get that in.
And Last part is we forget to stop. We forget to pause. We're
Yeah,
going,
like
going,
you saw
going.
me, I went like straight to eat it.
And that's what our life is unfortunately gotten into, right? And most people, they scroll while they're eating. We don't even know what we're eating. So we like to say hello to what we're observing, give thanks for what had to go into making this food to begin with. Whatever it's the farmers, whatever it's all of the people around the world that go into making this, it's so much more than we even realize. And so just pause there, breathe into it, relax your body so you can properly observe it.